Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fremont, California. We're out here at the test track of our Fremont factory, just a few meters away from where we actually build all of our Tesla vehicles. We're super excited to have you all here. In fact, almost 9 years ago, on June 22nd, 2012, we had our first Model S delivery event right over there in the factory. So we've come a long way in a few years. We set out to design, engineer, and manufacture the best car in the planet, and we've been working tirelessly every day to try to make that happen. And tonight, we're going to show you the next best version of Model S. And I brought this along because we might be breaking a few records, but more about that later. So let's get Elon out here and have him show you how we made the best car in the world.
A car of any kind.
The Model S. This is an ambitious goal to create a whole new kind of car. A lot of Wall Street is betting Tesla can't get it done.
All right. Thanks for coming and thanks for tuning in. So, as Franz was saying, this is 9 years since we delivered the first Model S, the first car produced here in Fremont. So almost a decade, and I think we're really taken it to a whole new level with with Plaid. Some of you may know that. I mean, basically, our product plan is stolen from Spaceballs. So we've gone Plaid speed. What we really wanted to achieve here is like, well, why make this really fast car that's crazy fast and everything? And I think there is something that's quite important to the future of sustainable energy, which is that we've got to show that an electric car is the best car, hands down. So it's got to be clear. It's like, man, this is sustainable energy cars. It can be the fastest cars, can be the safest cars, can be the most kick-ass cars in every way. And that's why we did the Plaid. It's just to show hands down, this is the way to go. So, yes. Pressing slide. There we go. All right. So we've made huge improvements from the original car. Well, actually, who here, has anyone here, probably some have, bought the early Model S? Like yeah. All right. Little, thank you for your support. You can see the huge improvements we've made. So, and it started off with good performance, but now with Plaid, we've managed to break the 2-second barrier, if you will. No production car has ever done 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. And this is a 4-door car, seats 5 adults, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, single moving. I mean, this is like what I call like limit of physics engineering. It's not relative engineering. It's like, what does physics say we could do? Because physics is the law and everything else is a recommendation. So, in addition to a crazy performance, it's also got a longer range. Even with the tri-motor high performance, it's got almost a 400-mile range. And in the dual motor configuration, it's got a 412-mile range. So 420, give or take. So, that joke will never end. So, and we've also improved the supercharging speed, so you can get 187 miles of range in 15 minutes. So, yeah, so quickest production car, to be clear, of any kind ever made, like I said, first to ever break the 2-second barrier. Later tonight, you'll get a chance to drive around the track, and like this is really something you have to feel to believe, because it hits you right in the limbic system. It's like, damn, like, whoa, yeah. it is basically, what is the car that we can, how can we make a spaceship a car, you know? So, hello. So, see, yep. And then in terms of additional stats, it's also the fastest production car to complete a quarter mile, so 9.23 seconds. It's got a 200-mile-an-hour top speed, over 1,000 horsepower, almost 400-mile range. Like I said, charges so fast, you know, it'll be probably done by the time you have a coffee, basically. And talking about some of the sort of details behind it. So we have an all-new battery pack. And then something we're really proud of is the new carbon-sleeved rotors for the motor. So this is the first time that there's, to the best of our knowledge, there's been a production electric motor that has a carbon overwrap rotor. So this is a super hard thing to do because carbon and copper have, you know, at very different rates of thermal expansion. So in order to do a carbon overwrap rotor, you've got to wind it at extremely high tension. It's a very hard thing to do. We actually had to design the machine that makes the rotor. So no such machine existed before. It also means we can have the electromagnetic field be super efficient and have a tight gap even at super high RPM. And it's single speed from 0 to 200 miles an hour. So it's just, the RPM is so crazy that just the centrifugal force wants to expand the rotor. So the carbon overwrap actually holds the rotor, basically holds the rotor together. It's like madness. So, yeah. So let's see. In fact, we're going to show you the motor. In fact, you might have had a chance to see the drive unit. And we can go closer. I mean, this is really an amazing work of engineering. Yeah, there's just never been an electric motor like this. I mean, you can pick this motor up with your hands, and it can accelerate a 2-ton car to 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds. I mean, that kind of power to weight is insane. Yeah. So it goes. It goes up to 20,000 RPM and maybe a little more. So. Yeah, I'm just taking a close look at it. So, let's see. Okay, let's switch back to the slides, I think. So, we also were able to achieve the lowest drag coefficient of any car ever made. So, yeah. So really, I think Tesla engineering has outdone itself here. This is a car that looks good, but also gets an incredible drag coefficient. And this is the true drag coefficient of the car, including with wheels in motion. Sometimes you'll hear drag coefficients quoted, but that'll be without the wheels moving. And the wheels cause sort of air churn and incremental drag. And this is the actual drag coefficient of the car. So it's to have a good-looking sports car, have that lower drag coefficient is really tough. So we also have the latest and greatest in heat pump, which is basically the HVAC system for the car. It's 30% better cold weather range and requires 50% less energy for cabin heating in freezing conditions. Yeah, so you'll see very little degradation in cold weather. And the radiator is twice as big for heat rejection. So you'll be able to actually do back-to-back 0 to 60s, go on the track, just haul ass, and as you'll see tonight, this car is just going to do over and over again, and it doesn't get winded. I think we got to take this back to maybe the Nürburgring. Let's see what happens. And then, of course, when we first delivered the Model S, there were no superchargers anywhere in the world. So back in 2012, no superchargers anywhere. Now there are 25,000 superchargers all around the world. So, we opened 30 just in the last week, and we're just going to keep going so that you can basically travel anywhere you want with peace of mind, super easy. Keep increasing the power of the superchargers. We're 250 kilowatts. So obviously, that we'll start going to 280, 300, 350. Yeah. So. And then it's also engineered for maximum safety as well. So, in fact, this is designed to be our aspiration for this car. It still has to be tested by the U.S. government, but we think we can get the lowest probability of injury of any car ever tested. So, in fact, these are the actual NHTSA probability of injuries numbers. All top 5 cars with the lowest probability of injuries ever tested, all 5 are Teslas. So with the Plaid Model S, what you have is a car that is faster quicker than any sports car, and it's like faster than any Porsche, safer than any Volvo in the same car. That's insane. It's like yeah. So, and then the design, we've obviously made a lot of refinements to the exterior, and then we've completely redone the interior. So I think once you drive the new Model S, it really feels like you're driving the future. And other cars are going to, especially like non-Tesla cars, are going to feel very last century. So, all new interior. As you can see, we changed the orientation of the main screen, so it's easier to watch movies and that kind of thing in landscape. Yeah, exactly. I mean, in other notes, we have ventilated front seats. So, yeah. Anyway, I think it's really, you drive around and it really feels like, okay, we're in 2021. Great. We have this Yolk steering wheel, which is a little different, but I think once you try it, you'll think it's great. The visibility of the main screen is super clear, especially for autopilot. So you can see the entire panoramic view you can basically see the mind's eye of the car, yeah, it's really cool. So. And then we've gotten rid of the stalks. So, I think generally all input is error. So we want, if you have to do something that the car could have done already, that should be taken care of. The software should just do it. So you can actually just literally walk up to the car. it senses that you're approaching, unlocks the car based on your phone. It just basically pairs with your phone, knows that you're coming to the car, opens the door, extends the handle, you sit down, and you just drive. You don't have to press the drive or anything like that. The car knows you want to drive. It figures like, yeah, good guess, you know. So, and then it's using the autopilot system to know where the obstacles are. So obviously, if there's something in front of you, you want to go backwards, and if there's something in back of you, you want to go front, most likely. And then it will adapt to your to your needs. So if it sees that you're always doing this, you're changing to reverse or forward in particular situations, it'll try to remember that and geocode it to that location. So then you won't have to do it in the future. It will just keep minimizing the amount of input that you need to do until the car just reads your mind. So it's gonna be great. Yeah. So we redesigned the interior. We moved the interior so that the front IP is actually slimmer and thinner. So we were able to move the front seats forward, giving more room to the back seat, and we reclined the back seat more and reduced the interior trim. So basically, the current Model S, the back seat is not amazing, but the new one, it's actually a legit back seat. I'd say it's like it's good. So you can. I think it's quite a comfortable back seat, and you've got also a rear screen, and you can control everything from the back. Yeah. So it's got dual inductive chargers for your phones in the back and dual inductive in the front. And it's a 36-watt power supply, so you can actually charge like your laptop or anything. Basically, it's a 36-watt USB-C. Yeah. It can also pair with multiple Bluetooth devices simultaneously. So multiple people could be controlling music, or somebody could be playing a video game. So it's you can do multiple wireless things simultaneously. And then similar to the Model 3 and Y, we instead of having air vents, we use intersecting columns of air. So and we just vary the speed of the air. So you don't have to. There's no vents that you can see. And you can just touch the screen and move the screen around, and it'll just move the air wherever you want it. And the air is much more diffuse. It just feels like an invisible air conditioning system. It's great. So, and it's a tri-zone. So there's a zone for the rear and a front and left front, right front zone. So. And then the 17-inch touchscreen it feels like a movie theater. The sound is incredible. And yeah, so you can really it's like a home theater experience. So if you're sitting somewhere waiting or for whatever reason or at a supercharger, you can just catch up on your favorite Netflix show or iTunes or whatever the case may be, YouTube, and of course you can also play video games. So and the same thing for the rear. So you can, rear it basically the system feeds all three screens, and so you can do things to front, rear. It's great. We have an all-new sound system designed by Tesla Audio, and we have acoustic glass throughout the car, so the car is very quiet when going down the highway, even at very high speeds, like you're doing like 100 miles an hour, still quiet. And this is a Tesla-designed codec, so it will keep uploading improved versions of the sound system. It's completely software-defined, so we'll keep tweaking it and dynamically adjusting to whether you're using streaming or whether it's coming via Bluetooth from your phone or different streaming services. It'll actually, and if the data rate changes, it'll adapt that. So basically, it always sounds good. And it's just going to get better. So, yeah. And then we've got an all-new UI. Really want waypoints. Okay, does everybody here want waypoints? All right, fine, we'll do waypoints. God damn it. All right. 2 weeks. All right, we'll do waypoints, fine. But obviously it also interfaces with your calendar. So if you just, basically if you just get in the car and you just sort of swipe down from navigate, you don't have to enter anything, just swipe down. The car will automatically figure out if you want to go to home, work, or what's on your calendar. So it'll default to calendar priority, and obviously if you're at home and it's kind of a weekday or whatever, it assumes you're going to go to work. So you just swipe down, it automatically navigates to work, and checks traffic and gives you an optimal route. So it's just like a nice little easy thing. And you can actually set it to automatically generate the most probable route. So you just get in, and it's going to guess what route you want, and you don't have to press anything. Yeah. So anyway, the UI is like basically easy to move around, expand, contract, shift music to the left, to the right, and we're going to keep improving it. So it basically feels like a modern tablet or phone. And then it's not PS4, it's PS5. So I think there's never been a car that has state-of-the-art computing technology, state-of-the-art infotainment, where this is literally at the level of a PlayStation 5. So yeah, I mean, if you think about the future where the car is often in autopilot or full self-driving mode, then entertainment is going to become increasingly important. So you're going to want to watch movies, play games, use the internet, just little things you want to do if you're not driving. And this is actual PlayStation 5 level performance. So we're going to try to do a gaming demo. Yes, it can play Cyberpunk. So this is somebody playing the car right now. So playing live. Yeah. So it's like pretty great. So have fun in the game. It's gonna be great. So all right. So high frame rate will do 60 frames a second with state-of-the-art games. All right, so we got incredible performance, interior of the future. I think engineering that's practically alien. So, like I said, simultaneously the safest car in the world and the fastest. This is insane. So, we also got look at some things like the power curve. So I think this really illustrates the difference. It maintains 1,000 horsepower all the way up to 200 miles an hour. This car crushes. All right. So, yes. All right, and deliveries begin now. So we're in production. We're going to deliver the first, I think, 25 cars now, and then basically we should be at several hundred cars per week soon, and 1,000 cars a week probably next quarter. So please enjoy. We put a lot of work into this. I'd like to thank the incredible work of the Tesla engineering and production teams. My hat is off to Tesla engineering, production, design, the whole group. They put their heart and soul into this. So hope you enjoy it. So let's deliver some cars. All right.
All right, there you guys go. There you have it. The Model S Plaid in the so-called metal flesh, as they like to say, right? Again, beautiful vehicle, unseen speeds for a sedan vehicle. All right, let me get this blue glare off my eyes. It's been a long day. I'm tired as it is. Again, quarter mile, crushing it. Again, gaming integration, unheard of. Again, when you think about the sedans, that just came out, of course, the Neo, right? Because I'm a big fan of that Neo. That new Neo is just nice. But again, Tesla is still ahead of all its competitors. Make no mistake about it. This vehicle, again, is just somewhat of a man's toy type of crush type of vehicle, right? The kind of things like, okay, I can get muscle, I can get, a pristine looking vehicle that don't have to look so rough around the edges, even though in the muscle perspective, right? Again, I can have a kid in the back seat, right, in the car seat, right, and yet we still can, hit 0 to 60 in 1.9. So literally, if I need to get him to the daycare, look, if we got a straightaway, I could be running a little late and get him to daycare in no time, right? It's crazy, right? Again, very nice vehicle. All I can say is a very nice vehicle. Of course, Elon is always pushing the mark. He's always setting that bar higher. For the other automakers, which are doing great, of course, they're doing great. But again, there is a silver lining of distinction between Teslas and, the Porsche Taycan, the Audi e-tron, the Neo. I mean, you name them, right? We're talking about some of the top players out there that definitely, cross that boundary. The Jaguar, their electric vehicle, Volvo, of course. Tesla obviously has no equal in being able to marry the two, right? Again, muscle precision, connectivity, in terms of an integrated, society that we are. Of course, he kind of, detailed that your car becomes a Palm Pilot on wheels, right? But next level, right? Next level Palm Pilot on wheels. I mean, to the degree where you can literally conduct business in your vehicle, while driving. Of course, that's when we get the full autonomous driving. We're not there, even though people keep saying we're about there. Now, he can't legally say it, right? Because, nobody approved on him quite yet being able to do that. But nonetheless, again, I think once the engineers of Tesla really get the issue with the mapping down, right? Geosyncing, whatever, LiDAR, if they're going to use LiDAR, if they're not, they're going to use their value of cameras, because that's the big debate now. Can he pull it off, right, without having to use LiDAR, right? It's still up for debate. He may end up settling and using just a portion of it and still or integrate it into his system. Nonetheless, I think that's going to be, in my opinion, the bridge to really take the vehicle to the next level. Once they really crack that code of getting that autonomous driving down to a science that, again, puts it above, its competitors. Of course, if he's really staunch against using LiDAR, if he figured that out, again, no competition. It's going to be hard to do because, again, just how tricky it is, right? Just think about how it is when you're using your Google Maps, right? Or Waymo, right? Or Waze, right? There's different little apps out there. Again, it's a very tricky, scenario, right? There's still a lot of roads that still haven't been mapped quite yet, right? There's still new developments that go up every day. Of course, that ain't hard. You can sync them to the satellite once they kind of come online with electrical grid, because it's easier now than how it used to be back in the day where you just can just drive it, right? Now you can just track it through satellites. But nonetheless, again, that's just a part of the game that, in my opinion, once he comes up with an idea what he want to go with, not that he can't change in the future, but still, I think that'll really be that kind of missing puzzle piece that a lot of the analysts are waiting to kind of really, get from Tesla, right? That kind of open-ended scenario within that. But outside of that, man, the car, again, beautiful. Sleek. Again, it's literally a Tesla dealership not too far from where I stay. And, of course, I'm really, contemplating going up there test driving that Plaid. If nothing else, right, I need to test drive it, right? So I probably will be test driving it. I'm pretty sure they got some over here because, over here, there's a lot of Teslas in this environment, this area over here. The people over here, all these executives over here that work in these corporate buildings and stuff, like Airbus and Boston down there, everything out here, of course, in this end. But there's a lot of people that drive Tesla, so, whatever. But yeah, so yeah, I definitely want to test drive that Plaid, and just the idea, like I said, just being able to feel that torque. I don't know if you guys have ever, driven a Tesla or rode in a Tesla before. They are some unique vehicles. I will say that, just from that perspective. Again, this is that kind of boyish childhood dream where we used to play with the RC racing vehicles with the old school trigger mechanism for the electric cars, and how fast you kind of hit that trigger on that electric vehicle, that car, the RC car, and just sling off the track. Sometimes it don't even stay on the track. That's literally what he's been able to bring to full model scale size, right? And now has produced this so-called quote unquote fastest vehicle, right? Especially, from 0 to 60, that's on the market. It's crazy. Again, that quarter mile, literally, goodness. All right. Well, anyway, again, still a big fan of the Neo 9 though. Until they can find something to whoop that Neo 9 though, that Neo 9 is out the that's the one. Seriously, when it comes to that. But that car ain't rated for what Tesla does, right? That's based on Formula One racing vehicle, right? And it's, I guess model how it's made out. But yeah, I'm really liking this new model. It's Plaid. Again, that's why they did away with the Plus, because again, they feel like they was able to put all that they needed in that Model S Plus, Model S Plaid Plus, into this Model S in itself, Plaid, and do away with all that, had to kind of go extra in terms of production value for a whole different SKU, right? They get all that in one SKU, one vehicle. I think that keeps Tesla in a more proficient value in terms of them being able to kind of keep their production on point and not to deal with the idea of giving people all these kind of hard choices to make, right? Do I want the Plus? Do I want the... No, you get all that in just in the regular S Plaid, right? We don't have to do nothing extra. Just focus on getting them things through the production line, and that's that, right? Again, that's just my opinion, right? All right, but we'll see. Again, so really good unveil tonight. Of course, we know, Elon, he, is different. So I know if you're looking for those kind of old school, corporate type of, grandiose type of displays and how the CEOs come out. That's just not Elon's style. So a lot of people can't get the idea how he just kind of has fun and he's quirky and I think he got Asperger, if I'm not mistaken. I think he has Asperger syndrome, kind of like it's part of the spectrum in terms of autism. All right, but again, that's what makes him a genius too, right? Because y'all know most genius people, they're not normal. That they don't have, to them, normal is like boring, right? To try to be, like everybody else, but nonetheless, his intuitive value is definitely off the charts in terms of how he has vision, right? How he sees things, and then he's able to bring those things to life. He did all this stuff from scratch, meaning the company. Now, of course, he came a part of the company before it was what it was, and it was already people in play. But he came in, got aboard of the vision. He invested more money into it than a lot of the first startup guys, and they kind of really he began to really put his imprint on it, right? Once he really began to be the major shareholder structure in that perspective. And at that point, a lot of those other founding guys had left and went out and did their own thing, of course, a la Lucid, right? So, of course, he very much gets a lot of credit for the evolution of Tesla, no matter what. If they say he was a part of the initial, kind of, the ones who really constructed the ideal of it, right? Apparently, he had some inkling to want to be a part of that or produce something like that to be a part, because that's why he, kind of, linked up with those guys, right? And so all these years later, here it is. He has really, staked his, stake in the ground in terms of being, the guy that took Tesla to the next level, right? The ideal of the concept now becoming, what's going on, Over Zane? Peace, Power, and Property, Over. Peace, Power, and Profit, Over Zane in the building. He's taking it to the next level in that perspective. So again, shout out to Elon Musk. That was a great unveil. He was late as always, like he always is. But again, it's Elon. What do you say, right? You say it's Elon, right? All right. So really, again, great vehicle. So we'll see what the stock do tomorrow. Of course, if it sell off, whatever, we just go shopping like we always do. We understand that again, this is a long-term game, right? This is what they call, patience is a virtue, right? You got a company that has this kind of level of mystique, bravado, and value, right? That the whole world is chasing now. They're chasing it. Keep in mind, the world is chasing Tesla's lead innovation. So if you're the big dog on the block, regardless of where everybody's coming for you, they still are in that perpetual state of coming for you, right? They haven't arrived. So that still puts the pressure on them and not him, right? So again, the next thing he got to do is just get his production scale costs down even more, which he's leading the roost in that, the rest of the pool in that, because he's the most vertically integrated company out there. He makes his own fabrication machines to make the parts and things that they need that no other company can do quite yet. I mean, that's the part that really just takes the next level, because they're keeping all that money in-house. You don't have to outsource, right? He's making his own chips, now, right? Well, they get to that point where they can, really make their own chips and stuff, right? Right now, I think they're still using some part of AMD's chips, whatever. But the ideal of that, he's beginning to now, fabricate his own even microchips. But of course, that's the brain power behind his neural network system. That's the next level in terms of, where your car pretty much going to be a robot on wheels in a sense, that knows your moods. I mean your itinerary, all this stuff. Like you said, even your calendar. It'll integrate with your calendar that you have on there. And if it's saying that you had a doctor appointment at 2:00 at whatever, Beverly Hills, whatever, it'll just take the initiative that you're going to go there and just try to drive you there. If you don't, again, no, aboard, we're going to go somewhere else, right? It's going to try to follow that time schedule. I mean, that's crazy. Right. Again, keep in mind, if we ever get the full autonomous drive, which we are at some point, it'll automatically just do that. You just get in the back seat. Well, not the back seat, Corey. We don't get too crazy, right? But you just get in and just recline, just chill, and just work while your car just drive you off to where you got to go. Sick, right? Sick, right? But anyway, so that's it, guys. Let me get ready to log off. It's been a long day. We had a good training session tonight, so thank y'all again for tuning in for the training session tonight. For all you guys, part of WeTrade HQ, the family that we have on Facebook and everybody else. success is always, our achievable goal that we got to look for and endeavor to get better at investing and trading. So shout out to you all and becoming the best you can be at it or in this craft of investing and trading. And I look forward to doing more live streams now that I've moved into the new property here. I got to get back to that frame of doing the day scenario. So we about there. So, a few more things I still got to do, to kind of get my house in order here. For the most part, my office is, like I said, around about 92% set up, 93% set up. Add some little stuff here and there. Got, again, a lot bigger space. The last space I had was still nice and big, but even bigger. This one here, my office, this one here. So a lot of space. So I might end up having to put some sound pads on the wall because, the difference, just between here and the length is pretty big. So I don't know. I get there at some point. For the most part, y'all know, as long as y'all can hear me, man, we gonna rock. All right, we gonna rock out. All right. So that's it. So again, thank y'all again for being patient. Thank y'all for being, supporters of the channel. Thank you, for all that you guys do to contribute to it, with a like or a share, or just kind of showing up and just, add value to commentary in the chats. And just, again, what we do, y'all know we different. We nerds in our own little right because we focus on finding ways to get money, right? And we get excited about that kind of stuff, right? So to us, again, 100 people in the house or 2 people in the house, we still just excited because it's not, a thing where we're just coming to here to get money on YouTube. We come to here to share information, right? Because we gonna get our money in other places that's further, nonstop, So we cut our own check spaces. So we're excited for that. All right. So again, shout out to everybody again. Thank you, Obazane. Thank you, family. Peace, power, profit. Thank you, family. All right. Shout out to everybody that's out there trying to be a boss in their own right. So, we appreciate you and we applaud you guys. Right. We applaud you guys. All right. So that's it, guys. I'm going to get out of this. It's been a long day again. Let me get me a little, late night little snack. I didn't even bypass them to get this live stream set up. So that'll let you know I'm dedicated. All right. I haven't eaten since whatever. So I just been, I went to Tropical Smoothie and got me a watermelon mojito smoothie, and that's just been it. All right. Added me a little energy to it. That was about it, but that's good. That's sustainable because this, a little bit of everything there, a little bit to a health side, a little bit. But anyway, that's it, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all on the next one. Hopefully tomorrow I get to go live during the day, for us the regular market hours. Or of course, if y'all see me go live, y'all see me pop up, you get notification, whatever. Hopefully, we'll be able to add some value to your day in terms of the market value, right? And we do look forward to seeing what the stock going to do tomorrow, regardless, right? We know, it's always a buy the rumor, sell the news. Sometimes people just like, okay, it was a good event, I sell the stock off, right? Let's get it a little cheaper, right? That's a good thing because Tesla obviously ain't going nowhere, so we like to buy the rumor, right? We love it. Right? And they sell the news, we just buy it cheaper, right? Just keep adding and building their positions up, right? So Tesla definitely one of them stocks where, again, if you just stay patient, it comes with the share problem like any other company, but make no mistake about it, the innovation coming out that place, second to none, right? Y'all saw it tonight yourself, right? That's all I'm gonna say, right? That modern Plaid is a beast, right? Again, you gamers out there, man, y'all put one in your own car and jerry rig it yourself, but this one here come prefab, brother. You play these video games at the red light. All right, that's it, guys. Let me get out of here. So thank y'all for tuning in. Peace, power, profit. See y'all in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe again, and share more tip, guys. See y'all guys tomorrow. All right, peace, family. Peace, everybody. Peace.